Oh hey. Wow, it's getting late. I think I have to try and get some work done. Well then, all this work can go die in a hole. Adobe Flash. Initially released in 1996 for online music, pictures, videos and games to work. And for over 20 years, it did just that. But then a little something called HTML5 came along and it decided to wreck everything. Seeing Flash is no more than old news, Google announced that they will stop supporting it come 2021. This means over 2 decades worth of internet content would be much more restricted. So what's the man to do with all those Flash games essentially gone? Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to go through some of the Flash games I remember playing when I was but a mere child. What we have here appears to be just another Flash-based fighting game, but if it was, we wouldn't be talking about it. You are Electric Man, and your mission is to finish first in the Voltage Cup. You start by entering your name as well as the difficulty, but not only that, you can choose the colour of the glow of your character. Once you've done that, you're sent to the training grounds, but I'm a pro gamer, so I'll be skipping that. Our first fight is with the Replicants. The health is represented by the bars on the right, and we are given a battery meter for special attacks, and 50 health points to start off with, which doesn't sound like much, but you'll come to realise that it's just the right amount, but with no post-hit invincibility, the enemies will quickly drain all if you give them the chance. Now even though I haven't played this game in over 5 years, all the controls came flooding back. Actually, the controls are very simple. Left and right arrow keys perform movement, A performs a punch, S performs a slide, and D performs a throwing attack. However, to advance on these, pressing Q, W and E will perform stronger versions of these attacks, albeit at a cost to the battery meter, so you can't just spam them. But the down key, what could that do? Well, that does the front flip, which we'll soon find is the best way of moving, especially if you're in a tight spot. The enemies progressively get stronger and plentiful as the levels go on, ranging from blind ninjas to ones that can heal themselves if you take too long with them. In between levels you are given a password to save your progress, and no, you can't have mine, get your own. The graphics are very simple with detailed backgrounds contrasted with stickman figures as the characters. This allows for very smooth and fluid animation, which definitely helps in this game's appeal. Each enemy has their own background, which adds to their recognition. Like if you were walking down a dark alley, that what you saw at the other end of it is most definitely a Doberman. It works very well and it allows you to focus on the action rather than gaze into the backgrounds too much. Because the action is right in front of you. The music in Electric Man 2 fits it so well, even though the soundtrack consists of copyright material for the most part. It still gets you in the mood to beat up enemies that get in the way of your Voltage Cup with rocking guitars and drums. If your skill proves to be of a formidable calibre, then once you've climbed the ranks you'll be able to face Death himself, as well as a bunch of his henchmen. With as many henchmen, he appears a dangerous opponent, but if you're a skilled pro gamer, then you can annihilate everyone and still have 80% of your health remaining. Look at that. I think it's the best 3D trophy model I've ever seen. Definitely worth the whole game. If Electric Man 2 was on consoles, I'd buy it just for that alone. What the hell was Death doing as champion for so long? He wasn't even that difficult to defeat. Some of the other enemies before him were more difficult than him. Still, this is one of the best Flash games out there. It doesn't feel dated in the slightest. But there's still one question. What happened to the original Electric Man? Well, I don't know. Sorry.
Brother, I have finally found you.
What a relief. This battlefield is merciless.
Indeed, but as long as we don't turn red, we may be able to survive. Oh no.
Brother, I'm sorry.
This was first shown to me by my brother no more than 10 years ago, and I was instantly hooked. You're the leader of a small country surrounded on all fronts by states that idolise weapons over anything else. All these states want you gone, and the only way to survive is to attack first. There are 4 other states, each with different weapons. There are the Archidonists, Sword Wrath, Magic Hill and Speartons, as well as No Man's Land, where the giants roam. Once your mission begins, you start with basic club wielders and miners, and your goal is to destroy the monument of all the other states while defending your own. When you're on the battlefield, you're allowed a maximum of 20 troops, which you summon by using gold. You can also control an individual troop by clicking on them, and they can do more damage and have more health if you do this. Miners help you get more gold to improve your economy. As you progress through each region, you get ambushed by native tribes where you have to defend yourself. After beating a level, you are given the opportunity to upgrade your troops. Okay, can we upgrade our swordsmen so they can run faster? How are we going to do that? Well, That's how. A defeated state also gives you their weapon, so the Speartons give you the ability to spawn spear warriors. However, some players can get through the whole game by only using the swordsmen and archers. I find it most effective to get 3 or 4 archers with about 12 swordsmen in front of them. This usually leaves the enemy ill prepared and will give you a lot of damage on the monument before they have a chance to retaliate. The graphics are similar to Electric Man 2, in that the backgrounds consist of detailed images contrasted with stick figures at the foreground. But since this is more of a strategy game, rather than a fast-paced fighter, the backgrounds can be given more of a focus. The music in Stick War is dramatic, atmospheric, and absolutely fantastic. It complements the actions very well and gets you in the mood to kill some enemy stickmen. Once you've reached the final stage, your strategies will be put to the ultimate test, as you'll be facing every other enemy at once. The giants will push your troops back with corpses as weapons, the Magicka will delay them with little demons they summon. And if that wasn't enough, there's a colossal monument you have to destroy, but there's something hiding inside it. A giant! If this reaches your monument, then it's game over. So you have to put all your troops together and destroy this too. But once you do, you'll bring peace to all the land. The game overall is very good at what it serves to do. A strategy game with stick figures. Since this was on stickpage.com, there's also a wide range of stick figure stuff on offer too, such as animations, other games, and what I can only describe as Tetris mixed with parkour. It's actually really good. Well, that sure was a good game, but I'm in the mood for some Sonic the Hedgehog now. So, what should I play? Oh, sure is a lot to go through. Not quite sure. How about... yeah, that'll do. I was always playing this game. It was the most accessible Sonic game I had, and it was actually pretty fun. It plays like the Sonic Advance titles, showing a similar art style too. From the menu we can pick our character. Once you've done that, the level begins at Leaf Forest, where... So we start at Leaf Forest, with music similar to that from Angel Island. There's plenty of rails, loops and enemies to destroy. The levels are generally fun to run through, but there are times where an enemy or some spikes will just ruin your speed, and that definitely isn't annoying. The game controls are very fluid and responsive, which I've often found in Flash games. They mostly control nicely. Anyway, each zone consists of 2 acts and an auto-scrolling boss level at the end of them. I think that's a good length for the zones, as it doesn't make them feel overdone. The Leaf Forest levels boss is reminiscent of Sonic 1's Green Hill boss, with the spinning ball on a chain. It's not too difficult, and when you beat it, the game says we've completed Act 1 for some reason. On to Ice Paradise Zone, a cityscape filled with lights and snow. There's more springs and rails in these levels. Sometimes the enemies can camouflage themselves with the background, so when you reach the top of a ramp, be prepared to get thrown back down. The music features bells and a catchy melody, which is nice. Has Eggman drop bombs on the ground, and you have to jump over them to hit him. Once you've hit him enough times, the bombs start dropping faster. I found it quite difficult to jump in the gaps in the bombs, but since Tails can fly higher than Eggman, it was made a lot easier. But the bombs always hit you once you've hit Eggman, so you'll lose rings anyway. So once we've beaten Eggman again, that's it? Yeah, the game isn't very long. I beat it in under 13 minutes. As the credits roll, the game gives you very clear instructions to buy the best game ever, Sonic Advance 2. You know what? Maybe I will. I got the wrong one. Surely they won't mind.
You never gave me the paperwork I asked for. You've been slacking off too much lately. As of today, you're fired.
This is a problem.